Most people don't buy a bad monitor. They buy a monitor that limits them, limits their gaming, limits their productivity, limits their eye comfort, and they don't realize it until they've already built their entire setup around the wrong screen. If you're upgrading this year, this might save you from making an expensive mistake. Because monitor marketing right now, it's louder than ever and more misleading than ever. I've analyzed what buyers regret most after purchasing monitors, especially gamers, students, and remote workers. And there's a pattern. People focus on one flashy spec and ignore three that actually matter more. Today I'm breaking down the biggest buying mistakes and how to avoid them so your next monitor actually improves your experience instead of bottlenecking it. There's one spec gamers obsess over, but for most people it does absolutely nothing. We'll get to that in a minute. Mistake number 1. Chasing resolution without understanding screen size. Everyone wants 4K now, but here's the reality. A 27-inch 4K monitor and a 32-inch 4K monitor feel completely different. Pixel density matters. At smaller sizes, 4K can make UI elements tiny. At larger sizes, 1440p can look soft. Buying resolution without considering viewing distance and screen size is one of the biggest long-term regrets. More pixels not equal to better experience. Proper scaling and ergonomics matter more. Mistake number 2. Ignoring panel type. This is where most setups go wrong. You generally choose between IPS, VA, OLED. IPS equals great colors, good for productivity and balanced gaming. VA equals deeper contrast, but slower response in some models. OLED equals insane contrast and response times, but expensive and potential burn-in risk. If you game competitively and buy a cheap VA panel with slow response times, you'll notice ghosting. If you edit photos on a low-quality panel with poor color accuracy, you're flying blind. Panel technology shapes your entire experience, not the brand logo. There's a refresh rate number that sounds impressive, but most buyers will never fully use it. Let's talk about that. Mistake number 3. Overpaying for 240 Hz without the hardware to support it. Yes, 240 Hz is smooth. But can your GPU push 240 FPS consistently? If not, you're paying for performance you'll never see. For most people, 144 Hz is already a massive upgrade over 60 Hz. 165 Hz vs 240 Hz difference is noticeable mostly for competitive esports players. If you're casually gaming or mostly working, you don't need extreme refresh rates. Match your monitor to your system, not to YouTube hype. Mistake number 4. Ignoring brightness and HDR reality. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most HDR monitors are fake HDR. They technically support it, but don't get bright enough to deliver true dynamic range. Real HDR requires high peak brightness, good local dimming, strong contrast ratio. Otherwise, it's just a sticker on the box. Don't buy a monitor for HDR unless it can actually deliver it. Mistake number 5. Buying too big for your desk. A 32-inch ultra-wide sounds amazing. Until you can't sit far enough back. Your neck constantly moves side to side. Your desk depth is too shallow. Ergonomics hype. If your setup causes strain, no spec will fix that. Measure your desk. Measure your viewing distance. Then decide. Mistake number 6. Ignoring color calibration and factory tuning. Two monitors with identical specs can look completely different. Why? Factory calibration. Cheap monitors often ship oversaturated, poor white balance, inconsistent brightness. If you care about editing, design, or even just natural-looking skin tones, calibration quality matters. Specs don't tell you everything. Manufacturers highlight resolution, refresh rate, size. They hide response time behavior, real contrast ratios, local dimming quality, uniformity issues. If you buy based on the front of the box, you're playing their game. Dig deeper. Before buying any monitor, decide. What's my primary use? Gaming, editing, coding, mixed? What GPU am I using? What's my desk depth? Do I actually need extreme refresh rates? Is this panel type right for me? Answer those honestly, and you eliminate most regret. Match resolution to screen size. Match refresh rate to GPU power. Choose panel type intentionally. Ignore fake HDR labels. Consider ergonomics. Simple, but most people skip this step. A monitor isn't like a mouse or keyboard. You'll stay at it 6 to 10 hours a day. Wrong choice equals eye fatigue, regret, constant I should have bought the other one feeling. Right choice equals smoother workflow, better gaming, less strain, better focus. That difference compounds daily. If this helped you rethink how you approach buying a monitor, hit like so more people don't waste their money. And if you want a breakdown of the best monitors for different budgets and use cases this year, that's coming next. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Don't buy what looks impressive. Buy what actually improves your experience. That's the difference between hype and smart upgrades. I'll see you in the next one.